UFC. I am the greatest combat athlete of all time.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to this episode of Tell the Tape. I'm your host, Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C. On this episode of Tell the Tape, I'm going to be breaking down Alexander Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez. What are their strengths? What are the weaknesses? This is the clash of styles of a short guy versus a tall guy, a volume fighter versus a very tactical fighter. Anyhow, guys, this episode wouldn't be possible without our sponsor. That's right, Cookie Co. Whenever it is that you guys want to indulge, you guys love cookies and cream, cinnamon swirl, you guys love the whole nine, you guys want all natural ingredients, you guys make sure to go to cookieco.com and find the nearest store near you. Enough talk. Let's take it to the big screen. Okay, so here we have it. Alexander Volkanovski, 25-2 versus Yair Rodriguez, 15-3, and a 1-0 contest. 12 KOs, 3 submissions, to 5 KOs, to 4 submissions. 5'6", 5'11". I think this is the biggest, I mean, it's okay. Because there's one thing that Alexander does know how to do, and he knows how to cover distance. You see, being short as a short fighter, you don't need to have that crazy length. You know, you got to understand and recognize that distance. You know, and I think that's something that Alexander, if there's a gift that he has better than everybody, it's that. You know, his reach is 71, which is crazy. For a guy like Yair Rodriguez to be, you know, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, to have a 5-inch reach advantage on Volkanovski, to Volkanovski having this crazy ass reach, 7'1.5. I mean, that's crazy. Age 30 to 34. And now, guys, let's break it down to Alexander, the average Alexander Volkanovski. Let's check out some of his strengths. Alexander's greatest strengths is, you know, he's got great stand-up, but it's really here, guys. It's his distance control. It's his distance control, and how is it that he's really able to manage it while having the ability of having a nice little range with his actual hands. And the other thing that he does use his distance control, because he'll be in. If he's in, he's going. He's throwing hands. If he's out, he's looking to maybe, you know what he's looking to do? He's looking to set traps. You know, he will set traps laterally. He will get you to step. He will get you to fall to eventually him land that overhand that he likes. He likes that hook overhand. So he'll switch it up a little bit. Obviously, his composure. If you watch him in that fight with Brian Ortega, even though he almost got tapped out, like, he kept calm. You know, those are things that I see when I see a guy like Alexander Volkanovski. How is it that he's able to maintain that stone face, or he's able to actually go, you know? And then obviously his striking. You know, he's got great stand-up. He's able to go, you know, he loves that. He's pretty complete. I mean, he goes to that outside kick. He goes to that, he'll jump in with that knee to eventually go to that inside leg kick, and he does that very well as well. You know, overall, Alexander Volkanovski, as of right now, you know, other than John Jones, he's the most well-rounded fighter in mixed martial arts, where he just has it all. He's very basic. He has all that. You know, he's very basic, but he's very creative with the setups, and he keeps it super, super simple. And the biggest thing that I will say that my producer didn't add is his tactics. His tactics. He fights everybody different. When I was training Volkanovski, when I was training the Korean Zombie for Alexander, I was expecting leg kicks. You know, I was expecting him to really kind of chop down, because Zombie was super heavy on, you know, he gets square, but that's something you can do. I mean, that's him. That was the biggest thing. So I'm thinking, hey, Volkanovski's gonna chew this dude's legs up. But no, little did you know, he brought his 2 little daggers and he started using his damn hands. And I was just like, damn. It's to the point where it was a referee stoppage. When you have a referee stoppage, Jesus, man, you know, the ref has seen enough. But at the same time, Alexander Volkanovski does have weaknesses. You know, he can be in the line of fire quite a bit. You know, and that's where he's gonna have to be careful. Like he's like an Ilia Topuria. Like they'll just, you know, if you're slugging with him, he will go. He won't search for takedowns. He won't do that. So that's one thing that he does need to be careful, because once you get caught with those small little MMA gloves, he will start changing his tune. You know, he is prone to takedowns. You know, he has been taken down by people. You know, he has the ability of sometimes he'll cover distance a little too much, where somebody could level change and literally take him down. You know, coming off of his first loss, you know, losing to Islam Makhachev. You know, there's one thing that a loss could do. It could put you in a rut if you're not careful, or it could motivate you and really make you that much better. But Alexander does seem like a guy that's going to actually get better. But he's also going up against a guy who's hungry, who also wants that too. You know, there's weaknesses in everybody, but it's really hard to pinpoint weaknesses with Alexander, because I don't think we've seen him. I think 2 of his losses weren't even in the UFC. You know, this was prior to UFC. So I want to say, or correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, I'm not sure if this dude's actually undefeated. I mean, I know one loss he has to Islam, but that other loss, I think it was prior in the beginning of his career. And that one loss to Islam was going up a weight division. You see? It's exciting because you have guys like Ilia Topuria, who's coming up. Obviously, there could be a potential fight with Max Holloway again. The Max Holloway that is kicking now, that's using more of his length rather than just being you know, using his hands or whatnot. But without further ado, I would like to go with his rival, Yair Rodriguez. His strengths, guys. I know Yair, you know, personally, super athletic, a very athletic, gifted human. Like when you think of somebody that you would want to have that same build, that just everything, physically, it's Yair Rodriguez. The dude's 5'11", I mean, close to being 6 foot at 145 pounds. And he makes 145 pounds pretty easy, which is a trip, you know, for being 5'11". And when you see him, you're just like, man, you look like you weigh 200 pounds. But Yair Rodriguez has that athleticism that he can do those flutter kicks, got knockouts. He's got that elbow, as he's done with the Korean Zombie. He's a very unique, athletic human that's been able to take that into the sport of mixed martial arts, and he believes in his craft. I always tell people all the time, how do you describe Yair Rodriguez? He's one of one. He really is one of one. There's nobody like him. The ability to kick with both legs, yep. He goes left, right, not just with legs, but with elbows too, with knees too, with toes, with feet. I mean, he's versatile and he's gifted when it comes to all that stuff. Like, he's every coach's dream to be able to get him and then make him maybe the greatest of all time because of this. You know, the rest is up to Yair if he wants this, if he wants to go to that sense. But, you know, I have a lot of high hopes for Yair Rodriguez. Yeah, unique elbows and strikes. You watch that Korean Zombie fight. He was losing that whole damn fight for 5 rounds, and then boom, he's able to get that elbow in literally the last second of the fight when the ref calls it out. Dangerous on bottom. When we saw that, if you watch a lot of Yair's fight, like if he's on bottom, he is dangerous because the way he hits, like he goes this way and then he's throwing elbows. Ooh, I just hurt my shoulder. He goes, you know what I mean? Like he hits you kind of like some Krav Maga on bottom. And I think we can all take notes from that, because not everything has to be straight or linear. You just get from point A to point B as soon as possible. But this is where Yair can knock people out and even hurt a guy like Volkanovski, because Volkanovski, more likely, he is going to try to take him down. Once he sees the length that Yair has, and that Yair's going to play the distance game and you know, use a lot of foot movement with this conditioning. Remember, Yair went, you know, he was in like Toluca, Mexico, or not even Toluca, Mexico, but it's somewhere near Toluca, Mexico, where it's like, I don't know, 15 or 12,000 feet above sea level. I mean, this dude is dedicated. Like I said before, there's only one Yair. There's only one Yair that makes him unique, and I think we are still yet to see the best of this kid. But we also have to go through his weaknesses like I do for everybody else. He can throw too much power and too much volume a little too soon. You know, you watch that Holloway fight and you just see like Yair just throwing things and really, you know, a lot of flashy stuff that wasn't hitting, but you have to reserve that threshold. You have to reserve that conditioning that you do have in order for you to be actually better in you know, inside the 3 to 5 minute rounds, because as you notice, he doesn't have that many knockouts. Like, he really doesn't have that many. I want to say he has 5 knockouts out of his 18 fights. You got to be careful here. You got to be careful with the power, and you got to be careful with throwing too much of that and volume. I've always said if Yair's really kind of honed down, tame him a little bit, and make him a little more basic, while still not losing that creativity side, he'd last a lot longer and he'd be a lot more dangerous. And as much as his strength is from being on bottom and like striking, because it's a strength, but it's also weakness, because I think Volkanovski and all those guys are going to train for that stuff. So he may have something up his sleeve. He may want to, Volkanovski, if he does take him down, he may want to cover the top and not be inside of his guard like the majority of the people. So if there's one thing that I'm just like, you know, that I'm kind of like, it's going to be, it's his takedown defense. But I think that's by choice. I think Yair doesn't, I think he doesn't mind being on bottom. You know, when I go back to what I was saying, can be just a little too comfortable on bottom. You know, there's, you know, as time goes on, remember, there's only 3 people that you got to convey, and that's the judges. That's the 3 judges that you need to convey in order for you to get that decision win or whatever that may be. Forget the rest. That's what I'm saying, dude. I'm lost to whomever. You know why I lost? Because of 3 judges. You know, so that's what it is. You know, anyhow, that's the breakdown. That's how I see Yair's strengths and I see his weaknesses. But now let's take it to who is it that I feel is more likely gonna win. You know, strikes landed per minute, 6.35. You know, strikes landed per minute, 4.78. Strikes absorbed per minute, 3.4 to 4.03. That means he's better defensively. Strike accuracy to 56 to 46. That's 10% more for Volkanovski. Takedown average, you know, 1.52 to 0.79. This is where I think he's gonna really look to expose Yair. You know, and that's what makes Volkanovski, you know, dangerous. And then the submission average. Well, I want to say Yair's got, you know, according to their records, I want to say he's got a little more submissions than actual Volkanovski. But the moment of truth, like, who is it? Who is it that more like? I know the majority of guys are gonna go with Alexander Volkanovski. I really do. But I think if Yair could really hone in on a lot of stuff that I was talking about, just athletically gifted, if he's able to do it right in that fight, I do believe that Yair Rodriguez is a much different fight than Islam Makhachev, and maybe for that reason, I think it's a lot tougher fight, because this man's gonna throw a lot more kicks. And if you take him down, he's gonna be a lot more vicious on bottom. The biggest question that I have for a guy like Yair Rodriguez, Yair, if you can tame some of that power, and if you don't have to throw so much, I think I can easily see you outpoint this dude. You don't gotta knock him out, you just gotta outpoint him. But I know, I haven't talked to Yair in a minute. I don't know if it's the whole Brandon Moreno thing or whatever that may be. But either way, if I had to choose somebody to win, to become the new featherweight king, you know, and I'm serious about this. I'm gonna have to go with Yair Rodriguez. Let's put a bout on him. Let's make it a little more. Let's make it a little more official. You know, UFC champion. What do you guys think? So again, guys, thank you guys for watching. I'm your host, Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C, and this video is sponsored by the one and only Cookie Co. Whenever it is that you guys want to indulge and have the best all-ingredient cookies, you guys make sure to go to cookieco.com and get your cookie on. I'm Henry Cejudo, aka Triple C, and I'm here to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And we are